So as you guys may have noticed over the past years of anime coming around and stuff like that, we originally only had, a few platforms that we could watch anime, Crunchyroll, Funimation, etc., right? But there's been a consistent theme of more other companies, especially Western companies, taking a very much of a big bite into the anime sphere. So the real question we're going to be presenting today is that ruining anime? And that's the question I'm going to present to my brothers in crime on the panel.
Are you accusing me of Luffyism?
I am not accusing anyone of anything. I just come here today to ask questions. As you can see, I have a
Investigating now? You're
I have
investigating
work.
now? Crazy.
I have a set question that Dylan sent me to ask. I'm like required. Like I can't.
Uh,
I just do my job.
you just you just got the wire on you. You
Yeah.
not.
No, no,
Uh,
no, no.
Dylan,
no. You good, man.
Dylan, comment on this if he's lying.
It's cool. I'll meet with Dylan tomorrow about that. But to answer the question, no, I don't think that breaking up what was once a monopoly or just not having a monopoly, I don't think that's bad for the anime community. Boo hoo, you have to pay for one more streaming service or not. Because the actual reality is that Crunchyroll's library is still the most extensive library of anime that there is on the internet legally. And also that's readily accessible on televisions and that's auto installed on Vizio TVs. Either currently or have previously licensed about 800 plus anime, at least according to Wikipedia, while Disney Plus and Netflix have about 200. High Dive as well, and it's not really close. But also, I don't think that Crunchyroll should own all of it.
I think it's quite difficult to have all these streaming platforms have certain amount of anime to have like say because Crunchyroll has 800, Netflix has like probably like maybe 100, maybe 200, and versus the other streaming platforms that Cardiac said. So I think the difficulties like having uh say the one anime you really want to watch but not being on Crunchyroll but being on a Netflix or somewhere else. But I think that's the thing for me is that having too many subscriptions just to see one anime is kind of crazy. But I think if we
Yeah.
all had it on one site, that'd be fine. I think, or just the majority of it. I think Crunchyroll has the majority of like anime that is.
My only thing is with that is like if these companies were actually getting the money to the people who deserved and needed the money from ours, from us actually buying the service. Yeah, that's my only thing is if the money was going to the appropriate people from these companies, then that would really kind of let it would for me it would make a lot more sense from the issue to be lessened if it was going to the mangakas, if it was going to the animators. But in reality, it's really not. The majority of your subscription is just going to the motherfucker you subscribe to, whether it's Disney Plus, whether it's Hulu. I mean, that's basically the same shit. Whether it's Netflix, whether it's Crunchyroll, whether it's High Dive, etc. That's where the money is going to, and it's not going back into these anime, the people that make these anime possible. And that I think is where the issue comes in: is why do we have to pay to watch these anime where in reality the anime aren't even getting what the money for the production, for the manga, for the rights that is needed. That's where I think it kind of becomes a problem because then it's just like you're not what you're paying for specifically with anime. You're not paying for the entire Disney catalog if you're getting Disney Plus to watch Bleach. So it just it's a bit of a
Stop that
difficult
time.
scenario. Because the Western companies have so much more to offer in terms of what they have, and it's not going directly to the anime. But even Crunchyroll has that same problem, so it's like I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
It's not as though our subscriptions are curtailed to specifically anime of these sites. So it's a cable situation to where again you're paying the $20 for Netflix for everything on the platform, but really the only thing you'd be watching is anime. It's not even like you can choose to specifically just watch or pay to watch Netflix anime. That's first and foremost. And it's not as though because like we have an understanding of subscription models. We have an understanding of how these payments work. The animators are paid before the show releases, and therefore before the returns come in of how many people subscribed, let alone how many people subscribed to see specifically Solo Leveling, how many people subscribed to see specifically uh Windbreaker or Haikyuu or whatever, is the number one show of the season for that whatever season or on the site for however much long. As well as the fact that, and this goes to a YouTuber whose video I actually found in the ether talking about how they feel about streaming anime and such over time. And I was watching an older video from him, and he had explained how his opinions on piracy and on streaming anime. He doesn't feel like there's a reason in if you're in the West to pirate anime because just pay it for Crunchyroll. And it's like, I mean, you could. Yes, that's legal. Yes, that's the most mainstream way to go about it. But there's also nothing wrong with getting on a site and watching. Like I mentioned the numbers earlier, Crunchyroll is the most out of the legal websites with 800. The other ones have 200 apiece, basically. I'm looking at a site right now that has over 9,000 anime.
Crazy,
You mean to tell
crazy.
me that there's just like however much thousands of anime you just want people to not see? Because it's not like, let me just pick a random thing on here. It's not like 1 pound no fukin is just available at your nearest neighborhood Walmart on
Yeah.
DVD. So like, it's not like 30th Gundam Perfect Mission is just available like for purchase
Right.
somewhere. So like for all those anime or for free, yeah, like there's other alternatives, and that's perfectly fine. It's fine for them to be spread out legally. It's fine to not even explore that. And I mean, monopolies are bad. Like I don't know what to tell you. Ichiba,
Yeah.
how you
Well,
feeling?
I like that it's spreading out, but I kind of hate that sometimes, say your friends are watching an anime, and then you're watching another anime, but you all both don't have the same subscriptions. So it's like, hey, I gotta get Crunchyroll because my friends are watching. I don't know. I just hate that. Like, oh, say there's a really good anime, oh, but it's only available on Hulu, and it's like, fuck. Now I gotta get a Hulu. So now you're subscribed to Hulu. And then it's like, oh shit, but wait, solo leveling. And now I gotta get fucking Crunchyroll. Oh, but wait, this new Netflix original just came out last month. You should definitely watch that. Now I gotta get Netflix. That's three subscriptions that I would need to have just to keep up with the times. And it's like,
right.
I'm not saying, and Cardiac, you're right, monopolies are bad. For sure. They're always bad. It's never a good thing when one company has control over the fucking corner, entire fucking corner of like, or the entire board of one thing. But at the same time, we do need to go back to where it's like, what if it's not just one company, but we provide people like a chance or opportunity to see that anime for free? Toonami,
Mm.
where it's like, like people will get together and it's like, oh, if you miss it, then you can watch it on fucking Crunchyroll, Hulu, Netflix, whatever, High Dive, like sure. And then I feel like going back to airing it on cable TV, damn, I'm like creating a whole what is it called? I'm like creating a whole plan to boost the economy, damn near, Jesus. Cuz
Low
like
key I was thinking
create
something similar. So we gonna
that
get
would
into something.
create jobs and everything is connected and yeah, bro, the math is math. And if you figure it out, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, that's cool. Take a stats class or an economics class and
Type shit.
a business class. But yeah, it's like, but even then, if it brings you back down on a social level where you'll have watch parties, even like people will get together to watch the latest episode, and they won't have to wait like a week for that shit to come out on Netflix or Hulu and all the streaming services that I put down before. Take notes, spread them, spread the word. We want this shit back. Um,
I agree, actually. It's something that I hadn't thought about. I will say, uh, from the looks from just like quick Google searches, Toonami still does that a little bit. Apparently in 2024 they've added they will be adding the Uzumaki anime to their scheduling. Zom
Interesting.
100. Ninja Kamui and Licorice Recoil have been a part of their
Wow.
programming so far in 2024. Um, I don't know what channel it's on. I, I don't know. I don't know what channel it's on, but it says that the block still exists.
I mean, hey,
I
I
guess on
yeah.
Adult Swim.
It'd be really cool, I feel, to see, like, again, my brain is doing its thing, coming up with ideas. Like, what if, like, specific broadcasting channels have early access to these episodes, air them, and whoever sees them, and whoever doesn't would have to wait, like, another week or two, week and a half, we'll say, week and a half, um, to see it on the streaming services.
Hmm.
Because then that would like bring, I feel, cable TV back, which streaming services have killed. I think the only reason why we watch cable TV is like for news and stuff. But even then, you have social media. Um,
Can I interject real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
So cable, I have cable. I have Xfinity. They do it now. So the way they have it is that if an episode airs, it automatically gets saved on they have you know how on demand.
Oh
So
Yeah.
they
yeah,
have that
yeah, yeah.
automatically put on there. So the thing about cable TV is that they're ahead of the game. Like all right, you could record it. Like you could set it to record it, and like you could save it and watch it later. So they have, people. The thing is that people want it now instead of like a week later. So people want the luxury of like having things at their own hands automatically. So
I
Right.
just argue that that's what destroys the experience. That's what destroy like Ichiban was saying, there was a mysticism to gathering around or staying up until midnight, and then the Adult Swim block would come on, and that's when you watch Dragon Ball. There was a magic of getting up early before school to watch the Dragon Ball Z Kai episode, or stay up on, or go on
Pokemon.
Saturdays and watch when Yu Yu Hakusho was on, when Pokemon was on, when Sonic X was on. Like it created an event. It created it the reason why we can remember those memories more than you can remember whatever Saturday you watched On My Block season 2 on is because you had to forward think about, okay, I got to make sure I wake up at 6, I'll do my clothes early so then I can be folding them when Yu-Gi-Oh comes out at noon, and I can watch Yu-Gi-Oh, and I can watch Yu Yu Hakusho, and then I can watch Dragon Ball, and like it was something that you had to plan for. It wasn't as passive, and like that still happens, but not the culture has been changed by the streaming
I think we
like
got we
taking
got
over.
too greedy. I think we um
Yeah,
took things for granted, in my opinion. I do get the Dragon Ball thing. That's how I watched Dragon Ball when it first like on like well, that's how I watched it growing up. Waking up like at 9 o'clock and Toonami, waiting for like the marathons to pop up on a Saturday,
yeah,
knowing that I don't have school the next day.
Right.
and it still happens. I'm looking at, so it comes up on Adult Swim. The Adult Swim block starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time, at least on Saturdays. It does its King of the Hill reruns, its Bob Burgers reruns, its American Dads reruns.
Fucking King of the
Uh,
Hill episodes are fucking
and
annoying.
then at 9 o'clock our time, it's back to back Rick and Morty episodes. Then dubs of Ninja Kamui, Zom 100, Licorice Recoil, One Piece, Naruto Shippuden, Dragon Ball Z Kai, and then a sub of Ninja Kamui. But like that's at 1 a.m., right? And I think that in order for this idea to like flourish and still exist alongside streaming, um, is broadcast television. There's no reason, especially if Sony can realize it and Disney can realize it, there's no reason why Fox shouldn't as well invest into the growing medium of anime, get into that broadcasting, and have 26-3, and that is at least like a 12-hour anime programming schedule.
That'd be cool. That'd be like a non-stop anime. Then like the convenient breaks are like somebody telling you what's up next, or like a little host show. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Hey, this is our idea. So we got a couple of guys who could run this for you. You know,
Mm.
we got Cardiac. Cardiac could host, right? Cardiac.
Oh fuck no.
Oh, there.
River,
Never mind.
River, what you thinking?
One thing that haven't come to my mind is I do like the concept of that. I do think that there is now kind of a hole in terms of especially Western, anime in terms of finding these more niche anime that you can't find on these platforms, but you could find on services that Cardiac had even mentioned earlier with the 9,000 plus anime, as opposed to Crunchyroll with their 800 catalog library. And what my mind instantly kind of thinks to is this could be something that is filled by something, which whether that is, again, even the airing of a whole day block of anime like we were just talking about on air coming out, even if it's anime channel on cable or something like that just plays anime, plays the newest anime. Like if you check my anime list and the anime is coming out this day and time, it's coming out this day and time on this channel. Because obviously in Japan that happens, but here it doesn't. So that's where, like, to me, there is a very high potential of something that could garner, a lot of attention, a lot of money, and potentially help the economy. And then also that could go straight more so back to the animators, to these companies, to stuff like that. The money could, because you could kind of get the rights to that and have the money funneled straight back into them instead of it being like A, B, C, and D to get to F, which is Crunchyroll and actually streaming there. It's just a straightforward process to where the money gets to where it needs to go to, and then it can kind of go from there. So it's more of a supportive kind of channel to these companies as well as making money for itself or whatever. But not to these companies, but to these animators, to these mangaka, to these anime studios, etc. And yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. Even if it is another streaming service that does provide that as well, that kind of is what my mind went to, and whether that would be possible, which I imagine it would be, because I think the rights for what's some of the anime you said earlier,
30th Gundam, perfect.
30th
mission,
Gundam,
one pound no fukin.
1 pound no fukin.
No
if you're telling me that the rights to 1 pound no fukin is going to be millions of dollars, it's probably not, right? Now I could be wrong. Maybe there's a substantial fan base for what I can't what is it
1 pound.
For no fukin.
1 pound no fukin. Maybe there is. I'm not slandering it. But if you're telling me that these more niche anime are going to have very expensive rights to kind of garner in terms of publishing these episodes on a more regular basis or having these anime on a streaming service, I feel like that is a very high likelihood that could be relatively easy to accomplish. And if you wouldn't have to have the pull of a Crunchyroll, you wouldn't have to have the bandwidth of a Crunchyroll to kind of pull some of these more niche anime, because they don't even have somewhere they're streaming in the Western audiences. They don't have that at all. So to have a place where all those anime could kind of be at, and then as you build up, start to get some of the bigger names and stuff like that, and then you could even compete with the Crunchyroll. I don't know, maybe I'll give us a free game right now, but hey, the Flow streaming service, I don't know, but that's just this is
We could host
Come
those
on, bro.
TV shows. Come on.
that shit. And then the front page is the Flow's newest podcast talking about all these anime. I don't know. That's just kind of, it's
Like,
a
bro,
dream.
You're saying that like we're not an anime podcast already.
No. I'm saying on the front page of the Flow streaming service is the Flow podcast talking about all the newest episodes of anime from these anime coming out. So then the streaming service goes right back into the pod, and the pod goes right back into the streaming service.
It's like 2K TV talking about the latest update in 2K.
Kind of.
Come on.
But nobody plays 2K though.
Damn.
Something like that, yeah.
Damn.
Come on, man.
I don't know if
Money
you
That's
know
just
laundering.
genius
the other
ideas,
day.
River part.
So Funimation finally officially closed down like 3 days ago. So
Damn.
they're no longer around. So Crunchyroll actually shut them down, and this is
They
over
ate them
about
up.
about 60
They
thousand
fucking
minutes
absorbed
of
them.
anime. 60,000 minutes of anime has gone missing in the U.S. after Crunchyroll shuts down Funimation. So they're missing about 200 anime in their catalog. From Crunchyroll.
Damn. So they still got to transfer
Where's
those
it
over.
at?
Or are they?
Yeah, I
They'll,
think
they'll
they don't know what it
probably
is.
add them. They'll probably add them over time, or they are working out, because the way that distributing rights work,
Oh
it is a lot of legal jargon. So they'll probably just have to rework a lot of those contracts to get it, just the name changed to Crunchyroll,
Yeah.
and probably higher rates potentially, since they have to renegotiate.
I guess that's what
probably all
sucks
it is.
about being a monopoly. You gotta wait for your shit to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think Jeff Bezos is gonna hit on this sooner or later because he's like, all right, the anime fucking market looks cool. I'm gonna go buy every anime now.
Amazon
It
is
didn't
is
work
he's
there.
in.
Amazon is producing more anime. Well, not producing, but
Like
I'm
animation,
noticing that there's more anime on Amazon now.
it's true, and that's like a
Yeah,
whole different thing
I've
because
seen that too.
if you get the
Yeah,
Amazon
bro.
Prime membership, you get like the services and like the video stuff. I don't know if you
Mhm.
guys heard of Verb, VRB.
Verve, yeah.
Yes.
I
That
think
was
I
pretty
have.
good. That's a AT&T company. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Verve.
They got bought by
Monopoly.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, the
Another.
Verve was strange because Verve was basically Crunchyroll, just had like High Dive on there and a couple other things, random things. So I don't know. That was a weird. I did actually have Verve at one time,
I
kind
did
of,
too.
kind of, but we don't
I
have
was
to go into the
watching the
details.
I was watching the free ones over.
Shout out to
I
Omar,
know.
but shout out to
Yeah.
I didn't know
Omar.
Crunchyroll was owned by Sony. It's weird.
I do think another thing that goes into this conversation in terms of are these companies ruining anime, and the answer I would lean towards is no, because people still have, like, if you want to see these anime, you still can. Is it hurting anime? I would say yes to a degree, but is it ruining it? I would probably say no. However, the nuance to this conversation comes in when we talk about anime like a JoJo's, for example, and how it got held by Netflix, or these other anime that are just the hype is coming for these anime, and the hype is just being deadened by these companies not distributing the anime how it really honestly should be and how it's proven to be worked. Why not do it weekly? Why not have it come out at a better time frame instead of having to wait so long for an anime that's already been out to drop on your platform? Why is that happening? Is it a rights issue? Maybe, but you should be focusing on this if you are going to be distributing these anime. This should be a priority. Because people, it is what it is, and I think those type of things could start to ruin anime as you get into a Amazon Prime, for example, where Jeff Bezos don't really give a fuck if the anime comes out on time or not. He just gives a fuck if you're paying for Amazon Prime or not. You feel what I'm saying? So it's going to come to one of those things where it's like as these companies continue to buy and buy anime and it gets more and more distributed, I definitely could see certain anime be ruined or just not even garner the same attention they would have if it wasn't bought up by these companies. I think that is something that we had to consider as well.
I think the only thing that consumers are smart enough. I think we're all smart enough to know that if we want to watch anime, where are we gonna go, guys? Crunchyroll, right? We're gonna have Netflix for other things like movies, but I don't really think consumers are just gonna go to Netflix or Disney. But I think that there was one instance of like companies hurting, like consumers with like when Bleach came out,
That too.
the new uh, I knew that they didn't have it on Crunchyroll at the time when it first came out, and I had to go to Disney to go watch it, which was weird at the time. And I had to
Yeah.
sign up for a Disney freaking subscription. Same shit with Hulu because it was on Hulu, and I thought you could be just watch it off Hulu, but they made you upgrade your subscription to be a little bit more expensive to watch it. So
Mm.
yeah, so yeah,
The
that's the
only
only
thing I'll say,
instance.
the only thing I'll say is that this, like, even the idea of, like, assumingly most of us here, the primary form of media that we watch is anime. That is not the case in general. That is not the case. And even most people that watch anime, like, they are just
Mhm.
cool with the 200 anime that are on Netflix. Like, Netflix will just buy enough anime and produce enough anime for people who have Netflix to be satisfied with that. Like, that is still 200 series to
Yeah.
watch. 200 movies or episode counts to watch. Like, that is still an extreme library. Um and I think that for the average person, this is not a problem. It's not a problem. And honestly, it's
Mhm.
better for things not to be consolidated to just Crunchyroll, because if we if we're in a world, right? Um as some of you all may know, Crunchyroll started off as an illegal pirating anime website service. So approximately like 15 to 17 years ago, Crunchyroll was the big players in the game that had 9,000 anime available. And then they became more established. They became an actual company, and had to start uh, acquiring and negotiating for the rights to these anime to actually distribute them legally. Um, if things would have stayed that, if they would have been able to negotiate for the rights of all 9,000 anime, then that means that anime doesn't get as big as it is now. Because how does the average person that has Netflix discover anime
Mm.
if it's all locked away on another website? It's all locked away on another app. How do you still have that level of discovery? How do you have an Ninja Kamui that goes crazy if it's not on the fifth highest subscribed streaming service in the world in HBO Max? How do you have a Bleach that gets discovered by people who just watched Olivia Rodrigo in the the musical, the series, and then they stumble onto Bleach, 1,000 year Blood War arc,
That's a weird
and and
transition.
Yeah,
and
it's a
now
bit of
you
a weird
have,
transition that,
but that's the type
but
of things that can happen when you have anime in places and in crevices and in corners that aren't just the big dog. Like when you don't just have it all consolidated to one, that's how the brand grows. That's how more people find out about it,
yeah,
and that's how the community becomes what it is now.
yeah,
Attack on Titan was on Netflix.
yeah.
It was. That's why I watched it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like even
and
for
that
me
doesn't
starting
happen if
anime, Netflix and Hulu were like the two things I watched like most of my anime on when I started out.
It's the
In
robot.
terms of like whether it was watching a I'm cutting down on time for fuck's sake. In terms of whether it was watching a
you bet.
Death Note, a Code Geass, AOT, etc., or even a going over to Hulu, a My Hero, for example. These are the type of shows I was watching early on that if they weren't on these platforms, I would have had to watch other ways. I wouldn't have been able to watch it on my TVs. It would have had to have been on, my laptop for various reasons or other things to where it's just less accessible and more annoying. And then instead of watching anime, I'm watching the new thing on Netflix or whatever. So like, I do definitely see where Cardiac's coming from with that point. I think it's very, very valid. I think that kind of there's a multitude of things that kind of have something going here because I think there's a few different points to where things make sense. I think that you could look at it as it's ruining certain anime that aren't coming out appropriately. You could look at it as there's not enough anime on one platform and being too spread out. But you could also look at it as, oh, well, since they're too spread out, more people are getting into anime. So it's a very much a balance. I think the overall outcome is it's fine, and I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just not good. If that makes sense. That's kind of how I see it. I guess
I think
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance.
overall in the future, this is going to be a concerning thing with monopolies. Sony, Amazon, bigger companies are going to just try to grab more as much as they can just to have ownership over them. And then this is like a regular thing that's happening every day. So this might change in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ichiban, you
we're
got
already
anything on that too?
seeing the starts of it with Disney, Hulu, ESPN, ABC, as well
It's
as
weird.
Warner Media on the
You
other side.
you want to know one thing that concerns me though? Like I know like all you guys made some valid points, but I do have one concern.
What?
My concern is that there's going to be a lot of like unnecessary anime out there, like a lot of noise, you know. Like now that these companies are kind of hopping on the bandwagon, realizing that oh shit, the fan base for anime is fucking astronomically high. Like
Right.
for example, Japan and Mexico almost had a fallout because of the viewing party that Mexico was holding for its citizens
For Dragon Ball, right?
For Dragon Ball, yeah.
for
Wow.
Dragon Ball. Like that
Yeah, that's
shit
crazy.
became insane. Like it was nuts. The way that Japan sent like a letter to them saying, "Hey, uh, I forgot what they were talking about. They were pretty, but I'm sure they were pretty much saying like, hey, all these thousands and thousands of people can't use this one streaming account to
Yeah.
view the Dragon Ball episode. Like, what are you doing? And because that's money out of their pocket, so they
Which
came
is
to
so
like,
crazy.
yeah.
Like
Oh my god.
that an event like that, and as a company, all you can think is they're watching on one account.
Yeah,
Stop them.
right.
Ban
Yeah.
them. Like what? That's so much media coverage. That's such a astronaut. Imagine if the NCAA got mad, or the NFL or the NBA got mad at people watching. Actually, this did happen.
You talking about
This happened.
Peacock? Yeah, they're talking about Peacock. Yeah, fuck out of here.
Well, not even that, but like early on during gaming YouTube, it's still Nintendo that gives pushback on this now. But like early on in gaming YouTube, when gamers used to play like 2K, Madden and shit, those early companies, those companies early on in like YouTube or Twitch, they were getting mad at creators that were like playing the game, distributing it, and making money off of it, like a Chris Smooth, like a Agent, like a MMZ, a Jester, whatever. Early on in like that content's life cycle, they got like really mad at those creators, and then they realized that that is free press, that is free coverage, that is free thousands of people that are now hooked on 2K, that are now gonna buy the game, that are now gonna try to be like Chris Smooth. Imagine if
That didn't happen.
Toei did. That's what Toei was mad at. That's what a Netflix or a Crunchyroll would be mad at. Like, oh my god, millions of people are watching on one TV. What are we gonna do? Stop them? What? What? Just redirect them. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand.
No, for real.
Yeah.
That's what kind of gets me with, certain things being an issue in terms of even the anime YouTube sphere, where it's like, if you use these anime as like B-roll in your video, people are likely gonna go check out the anime if they think it looks cool in the B-roll on your video, or if you're talking about it and you're using the stuff from the anime and people watch the video and then go check out the anime, that's just more traction on your anime. So it's a tough one, but the more we talk about it, the more we go into the nuances. I think at the end of the day, what really matters is the characters behind these anime that make them great. The characters behind this anime that make them great. So anyway, that is why, guys, I do have a question. So guys, my question to you is: rank these 4 black-haired anime characters from best to worst. We're gonna go with Luffy, Itachi,
Okay.
Goku, and Oikawa. Or no, we'll switch that. We'll go Mikasa. That's what's on here. Mikasa's on here, so we'll go Mikasa.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Because not everyone knows Oikawa here. So
Yeah. Which one's Mikasa?
It's from Attack on Titans.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
You know what? Scrap that. I have a better one.
Motherfucker.
Indecisive fuck. Who does
Luffy,
this?
Itachi, Goku, and Light. Rank them.
Light doesn't
Light-
have black hair.
Yes, he
brown.
does.
It's
It's
brown.
brown.
Bro, that shit black. I don't. Okay. Sorry, fine.
Cardiac is at the
Bro,
end of this shit
Mikasa.
later, bro.
Mikasa, bro.
Mikasa. Okay.
Don't edit.
Do you want me to
this
just
part.
redo a
He
cardiac,
fucked
or we
up.
good?
It's on him.
Oh, I'll
It's
just
on
use
him.
the first take. Jesus
Okay, yeah,
Christ.
first take. Okay, go ahead.
Is it best to worst or worst to best?
Best to worst.
I think it's the middle 2 are the best and the outer 2 are the worst.
It
Bro,
was
just rank them. We gotta go. Just rank them. Come on.
All right.
Goku.
Let's see. All right. I'm gonna go Itachi first.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Mikasa second.
Okay.
Then Goku. Then Luffy.
Oh wow. So
Oh,
Luffy
wow.
sucks.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, in other news,
Yeah.
this is
Fuck
crazy.
you. Hold on. Fuck you guys, because I put intelligence over everything. You're gonna tell me
Intelligence. That's what that was.
intelligence.
I guess.
That's what it is.
I guess.
I mean,
I gotta
Mika's is
go
basically
with
programmed to do one thing. Does that? Well, you don't know. That's you don't know that yet, I guess. But anyways, go ahead, Cardiac.
I'll go with Luffy, Goku, Itachi, and last Mikasa. It's not
Okay.
close.
Okay. Yeah. Alex.
Goku, Itachi, Mikasa, and Luffy.
Dang, Luffy last for you too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Luffy
give
slander
One
is
Goku first.
so crazy.
This is
Piece.
crazy.
Goku's up there.
Okay, for me, as River the Flow God, I am gonna go Itachi first. I'm gonna go
We know
Luffy
who you are.
second,
Why did you say your
Goku
name?
third,
I was
Mikasa
thinking
fourth.
the same thing.
You're such a fucking conceited piece of shit. Like your name is right there.
I will say the top three are pretty close. I think if I'm farther in One Piece, Luffy does jump Itachi, and I think Goku, in terms of impact, you could definitely argue him over those two for sure. So I think that's my ranking. Okay. Now I was looking off the wrong one, but we're gonna go with so I was looking off the wrong one earlier, but I'm also gonna ask you guys this question because the characters matter in these anime, right? Rank these 4 brown-haired anime characters
Oh
from
my
worst to best.
Is Light on there? I bet Light.
We have Light. we have Oikawa, we have Aizen, and we have Eren. Rank them.
Doesn't Aaron have black hair?
No, he
Eren
has
has
brown. He has brown. Stop.
No,
That's
he
brown,
doesn't.
buddy. Stop. Don't do this.
Aaron.
Aaron does have brown hair. Aaron has brown hair.
All right, go ahead though.
Alright.
Oh, that's.
I
I guess.
will go. I will go Oikawa, best antagonist. Aaron, Light, and then Aizen.
I'm gonna do Light first, Aaron second. And then Oikawa. And then who was last?
Eren, Oikawa, and then Aizen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For me, I'm gonna go.
Don't forget to say
I'm
your
gonna
name.
go. And Eren, Light. Aizen, Oikawa.
Light was actually doing like some crazy shit.
Yeah. Eren, Light, Aizen, Oikawa. That's my ranking for that one.
Wait. So is this you admitting that Eren Yeager is an antagonist?
No, these are brown-haired anime characters. This
What?
is not
But
antagonist.
the list you have it on.
I know, right? It's kind of weird.
Light is also not an antagonist. Light and Eren are both protagonists.
He's Light Yagami is not an antagonist.
He is not. He's a protagonist.
He's the protagonist of the story. What are you talking about?
Stop,
All right, we're not
please,
going to run
please
this
stop.
argument again, so I'm just not going to say anything.
That could be a whole pod. What's a protagonist and what's an antagonist? That'd be something.
English
Save that for
101 for anime. All right, guys.
Fuck a podcast. This is a class. Alex, go.
Somebody pulled the definition of protagonist.
Let me call my high school English teacher real quick.
Oh my goodness
Light,
gracious.
Aaron, Aizen, and what was the last guy?
Oikawa?
Who was that from?
Haikyuu.
Haikyuu.
I have not seen Haikyuu, so he's at the bottom. Light,
Understand.
Aaron,
Bye,
Aizen,
bitch.
Okawa.
I say tough like I didn't put him at the bottom too, but
And you know who he is.
The disrespect, man.
that motherfucker called though. He called though. It was a tough one.
Yeah, these are all-time characters.
He's trying to
It's
save
whatever.
face.
Yeah, Oikawa, if he was on the other list, would have been damn near at the top. But
He doesn't have black hair, so
he does not have black hair.
No, yeah.
So anyways, guys, on that note, man, we're gonna go ahead and skedaddle. But it's a very sad time of the pod because of that. And we really do care for you guys so much. So please like and subscribe because we're really actually getting close to 500 subs. We're actually chugging along pretty well.
Yeah.
So let's get to that
Chugga,
motherfucking
chugga,
500. Go on to Patreon. Get there because then if you go to the Patreon and get that, you can get great content at a special place that is called the Patreon, and then also help us support us so we can even grow even more. join the Discord to talk to us and all that
Hey,
shenanigans.
we have a free version of the Patreon, don't we?
Kinda. You
Kinda,
can
'cause
do
I
it, but I
see-
don't know
I
if we
see-
got
You
any
can join
content
for
on there
free.
for real.
Yeah,
You can join for free. So hey, if you want to get our numbers up, join for free, and it'll look like we got more people on there, even though you're not paying. So we appreciate that too. And
we love
Great
you
advertising.
regardless. All right, we love you regardless. Just don't listen to him.
Yeah, don't listen to
but
him.
yeah, guys. Regardless if you have black or brown hair, we love you guys all equally. And that is and
I
flow
think we need to
out.
get his eyes checked out, by the way.
Yeah.
Peace.
Catch y'all.
Bye. I'm holding up peace signs.